Here's the stuff we were looking for.
I don't have the right tool for digging. Something isn't right here.
Alright. This is the part where we put on the mask, turn into an elf, and eat the leg. Where was it? There it is.
He was killed quite mercilessly by a young companion, a trader, a young man who wanted to seize his business.
I see. So the guy who sent us out on this quest just to get his stuff back, which was this stuff, he set us up. I should say, he didn't set us up. He told us that he had been attacked by these guys, and that's semi-true to a degree. But he had murdered his partner because he was going to take everything for himself, and then got surprised and ended up leaving those supplies behind. So now that we know that, we're going to go back and accuse that guy of being an asshole and a murderer. Controlled guys. I'm just making a note to myself that there's mind-controlled guys over there.
Sorcerer.
No rest until the killer is found.
Okay, let's make sure we save. Before we accuse this guy of being a murderer.
Damn right. I got a right to live, don't I? Throw him in a hole for all I care.
Oh no, it's the elf down here.
So, what's the word?
Ask him if he's still interested in the house too.
Always. I haven't forgotten what I've heard about the chef's mastery of the pot and cleaver. I'm simply waiting to have it proven to me.
I offer him some of the house too.
Very kind of you. I'd love some. The brutes in this establishment have scarcely glanced at my table, much less offered me anything.
He inhales deeply over the stew, savoring the scent of it, then scoops up a large chunk of meat and swallows it down, seemingly without chewing. He pauses expectantly, then frowns.
Rather disappointing, isn't it? This must be a bad batch. I've heard such interesting things about the kitchen here. Oh, alas.
Take my leave.
Sparkle, twinkle, and the air. You've got enough in front of you, ill. Hey.
This is weird. We know he murdered him.
What's the word?
Take my leave. Why can't we accuse him? Is it because we have to be in the elf form to do it?
If all hope destroyed.
Seems a little weird. So we'll come back to that in a second. So let's look at our quests. Okay, we're supposed to go to our home, that's what's here. This is the lizard lady we saved earlier. Stop.
The Meister's back! The Meister's back! She doesn't feel like playing, but...
The Meister sits slumped in a chair, looking around the room as she works her shoulder with one hand. It looks like it was dislocated by the gallows.
Damnable red cloak baboons ransacking my wardrobes, as if I would keep ancient valuable secrets in a pile with my unmentionables.
She takes a deep breath, and with a twist, a click, and a screech of pain, she shoves her shoulder back into its socket.
I swear by the seven, if we did not have more important matters to attend to.
Reaching across the table, she pulls a bowl of hot water towards her and fishes some bandages, a needle, and thread out of a box. She slowly starts to tend to her wounds.
At least the barbarians were unable to club their way into my vault, so everything you need should be safe.
I watch as she slowly wraps a cut on her arm, ask her why she was strung up.
Apparently I had a claw in murdering their darling divine-in-waiting Alexander.
The Meister wrenches the bandage, pulling the fabric tight against her wound. She winces before tying it off in a neat knot, but you can see the red stain already spreading across the fabric.
Never mind that. That I was here the entire time. Apparently my cunning transcends time, space, and common sense.
I cough uncomfortably, actually. I'm the reason the Magisters are looking for Alexander's killer.
Meister Siva freezes, her eyes locked on you, her claws mid-swipe, cutting a new stretch of bandage.
Why on earth should I have thought anything else? Not that I was sorry to hear about his death. I doubt my grin helped matters during the interrogation.
So now that she's free, we can proceed. I want to move quickly.
Enthusiasm? On a weekday? My word. We shall begin once we have the tools we need from my vault. You may have been chosen God-woken, but becoming divine requires more than a supernatural pat on the head. Come, God-woken. It is time to see just how awake you are.
1 second, just testing something. Okay, I was checking my mic volume.
Fortunately, the Magisters pay as much attention to art as they do to fashion. Kindly remove that painting from the wall.
This one?
I pray my instructions will not be too technical for you. You'll push the button. Now, kindly go to the vault and enter the combination. I shall call it out as you go.
A stone door lies flush with the floorboards. Etched whorls in the granite frame a delicate rotary dial. Gleaming under the dim light, the metallic dial almost seems to wink at you.
I enter the safe combination as the Meister calls it out.
Taking your time, you carefully enter the combination. The metallic sounds of the tumblers falling within the mechanism let you know you entered the code correctly.
Excellent. Follow me. Your time is at hand, Godwoken.
Ancient runes, weird contraptions.
Feel free to look
This
about while I
place is
catch
an
my breath.
arcanist's dream.
Come speak to me when you wish to proceed. And try not to break anything in the meantime.
Loot everything that isn't nailed down to the floor. Notes on Godwoken Ascension. Meister Siva instructs me to record my research before I conduct any experiments regarding Godwoken Ascension. The ritual itself is quite simple. Place a single piece of black root in the ritual bowl. Draw blood with obsidian lancet, your own is most convenient, and sprinkle it on the root. Set a flame to the bowl and its contents. Ensure you have sufficient source and inhale the resulting smoke. Beyond this point, nothing is known. See what's in the pouch. Nothing. On Source Orbs, Part 3. I haven't found the other 2 parts yet. Where'd that book go? Here, book, others. The most powerful scrolls are made with source orbs. These are the source skills that you can cast at will without requiring source. One example is to start writing a scroll as you would write a pyrokinetic scroll with something sharp, but use the source orb as an ingredient. Alright, let's go ahead and talk to her.
The Meister is examining her wounds, prodding at this, wincing at that. Her face seems grim as she turns to you.
Do you know what it means to have the power of the divine, Godwoken?
I say that it means the ability to do anything I want. No, I want to say as Fane that it's a chance to know the truth.
You would trade every soul in Rivellon for the sake of knowledge. You would make a ferocious librarian. No, becoming the divine means taking on the power of all the gods and the responsibility for all the races.
I gotta look at her inventory real fast. Whoa. Those are some fucking strong ass robes. Those are some strong ass boots. Yup. Getting those. So far getting those. Yeah. Yep, I'm getting those. And getting that. Okay. So now, I'm gonna sell you everything I've got. Gonna sell you back your book. Accept. Okay, I just need to remember that I bought a bunch of stuff off her. Does she need pants? Yeah, mine are good enough, I'll wait.
The divine was created by the gods to shelter us from the void. The divine cannot use his power for anything else.
Nod and say I understand.
Very well, then. Let's see if we can't snatch divinity from the jaws of the void. The ritual itself is quite simple. Drop some blackroot in the bowl, mix in a little blood, set the concoction aflame, and then, well, not inhale the smoke, but whatever the skeletal equivalent is. Ignore any feelings of dizziness, itchy bones, or a dire sense of existential dread. They are all perfectly normal, although you will need to sacrifice a little sauce along the way. Everything you need is here. Ingredients in the cupboard. Sauce in the glowing fountain. Ritual in the tome by the bookcase. Even an incinerator to provide a flame.
The Meister looks back at her wounds, curiously prodding them as fresh blood oozes out, staining her claws.
Observe that her cuts look pretty bad.
Quite. Mind you, being torn asunder by a voidwoken would be even more inconvenient. So if you wouldn't mind...
The Meister points sharply to the ingredients cupboard.
I'll get started immediately then.
And do not lose anything. These ingredients are rare indeed. I'm not hiking back out to the cloisterwood to fetch you more blackroot.
So is the blackroot in my inventory? I don't remember picking it up. Didn't mean to do that. Don't want that. Alrighty. Log. Must make sure we have all the necessary ingredients. The ritual... What did it say? Blackroot into the ritual bowl. I don't think I have blackroot. Do I have a search function? Oh, that reminds me, I bought things. So I'm getting rid of her weak water wand. Getting a better robe for her. I think she got gloves, yeah. And then I think she got boots. Yes. There we go. That's better.
Opening the door, you see a selection of ingredients, thrown together in no particular order.
I'll look for the materials needed to complete the ritual.
After a quick rummage, you spot the blackroot nestled between the grated dragon's tongue and drudene oil. You gather up the blackroot, obsidian lance, and ancient bowl, and kick the door of the cupboard closed.
Okay, ritual bowl, blackroot. Okay, draw my blood. Set a flame to the bowl and its contents. Also says to sprinkle it onto the root. I don't know how I do that, but let us see if it's something in the crafting panel. Okay, obviously it's not a grimoire. It's not a ruin. Object. Nope. It's not food. It's not a weapon. Did I just eat it? Can I combine with... where is it? There it is. No. Take that out, put that there. Combine. Invalid combination. Combine. Okay, there's that. Take the two and combine that. Cool. All it needs is fire. I'm just gonna get hit with fire, aren't I? Okay. I'll put that there and hit it with fire. Thank you.
As the smoke swirls about your skull, your vision starts to swim and cloud. There is an intense pounding in your head, and you can feel the world fading.
Ignore the pounding in my head and push on deeper into the smoke.
As the world fades away, you lose all sense of being grounded. You reach out, but you could feel yourself falling slowly, sinking into the depths of your own soul.
The deepest recess of my soul. But it looks like the Hall of Echoes.
Bathed in the half-light of this eerie, starless landscape, you spot a figure you could only describe as you. Another you.
Except he's not wearing a helmet. And I bet you he probably has a mustache, so he's the evil us.
It looks haggard and weak, its voice merely a feeble echo of your own.
Fane, my child, come. Come closer. Let us be revealed.
I step closer. It feels like that's the wrong decision.
Come. Let us be done with this farce.
The apparition clasps your face in shaking skeletal hands, and you feel a tingle run through your bones. Everything becomes brighter, sharper. Blacks and whites become glorious bursts of color before fading back to their accustomed spectrum.
Time to open the eyes you lost so long ago. To see the world as you once did. Speak the spell and see.
I have learned Spirit Vision. Cast this spell regularly to reveal a hidden world of ghosts lingering in the mortal world.
god is the strange mirror image of yourself. Before you stands the goddess Amadia in all her spectral glory.
You know me now, don't you, Fane? Your sister, your guardian. You were my hero once. You must be so again. Your kindred soul was my last refuge, my last bastion. From here I can aid you, but only if you grant me one small kindness.
Amadia stretches out and nourishes herself from a source that abounds in your presence. You feel it deep down inside yourself as it drains away.
Ah, yes. That is better. That is so much better. Truly, dying does not become a god.
Dying? How curious. What exactly is wrong with her?
The forces of the king are hunting us down, leeching us in ways we never thought possible. Droplet by droplet, we are being drained. We are battling for our very survival, and I doubt you would have us lose, Fane. Should we perish, we will be cast into oblivion, and I dare not dream what he will do to you.
I'm gonna pick this response. Normally I would just say, I won't stand for this, I don't fear the king. But I like the third option, which is, well, I didn't think this conversation could get any more depressing, and yet here we are. Impressive, really.
Our battle is a work in progress. I did not say all was lost. There is still time. You must realize, dear one, that our fates are now as one, just as our souls are now as one. We are I.
Uh-huh.
United, we are a force to be reckoned with. But if we are to survive the onslaught of the king and his void minions, you must remember what you have forgotten. We must become vastly more powerful. And once you are strong enough, we must travel to the Well of Ascension. There, you will become even more powerful.
I lean in curiously. Is that where they learn the harnessed... Is that where they harness the power of the veil?
It is a lake, a pool of pure source, containing half the powers of each of the gods. We gave those powers up freely to create the first divine, a mortal we infused with our united strength. To bathe in the lake is to become the divine. But you, Fane, you could be so much more, and that is why you must be the first to reach it, no matter what the cost.
Tell her not to worry. I may have picked up some mortal traits in the world, but failure still is a foreign concept to me. I stare at her curiously. Why must I be first? What could I be?
You are no mere mortal. You are one of us. You could become the eternal divine. The void has never been this strong. A new divine won't be enough. You need to go to the Well of Ascension, not to bathe in its powers, but to take them. All of them. Even all those powers will barely be enough to defeat the king.
I should take the power of all the gods, even hers?
Alas, I fear it is too late for me, and the others have shown they cannot be trusted. You are innocent, Fane. That is why you must wield the power. It was you that uncovered it after all. Of course, the others are saying the same to their mortal god-woken as we speak. But there can be only one. So make no mistake, dear Fane. The road to divinity may well mean the blood of those 6 traitors staining your ivory hands.
I hope she means the Godwoken.
But do not let that dismay you. You will save these mortals,
You will save this world. You will save me, the last of your true kin. And you will become a god.
I look at her curiously. What does she mean by truekin?
Dearest heart, you cannot tell me you look about this world and see an eternal realm. It is far too crude. The others have picked up the taint of their mortal pets and contaminated this world accordingly. You and I are the last Eternals, Fane. That is why it will be us. That is why it must be us.
And what are the mortal races? What will become of them?
They will be at your mercy, which is vastly preferable to you being at theirs, wouldn't you agree? So fret not, but revel in the promise of the lake. I will lead you there when you are ready, when you have remastered the source and once again speak the language of creation. Our journey will be fraught with peril. It is a pilgrimage of challenges that will require you to command Source as you once did, and wield its most powerful spells.
Frown. I'm an eternal. What further requirements could there possibly be?
Laughter rolls and echoes into infinity.
Oh, dear child, you are quite formidable. But you have forgotten much of what you once knew. We are I now. I shall teach you the spells you need to remember soon, but not before you relearn how to channel the source in greater volumes. That is why you need to seek these masters of the source. You must make them teach you so that you can regain your full power.
Okay, so now apparently I'm gonna go on a Jedi quest. Because this is the first time she's mentioned Masters of the Source.
They may be nothing but mortals, but like all mortals, they have their uses. Return to Rivellon, seek them out, and force these masters to share the knowledge they have gleaned. Once you have, return to me here.
Before she goes, what exactly did she do to our site?
You had forgotten how to view the world, my child. This will make you understand that for us, there is precious little difference between the living and the dead. Source is. It is a constant, a subject of neither time nor transience. All of life is Source, and in Source it is, immortally so. Your vision has been restored, giving you the power to see spirits, the souls of dead mortals made manifest in Source. Speak the spell during your peregrinations, and you will see them. Where the dead lie, the dead linger.
I'd say that I thought she knew more about the Source than any mortal. That's a good point. Why am I going to humans, like mortal people, to learn about the Source and have her, not just have her teach me?
Alas, I am no longer who I once was, bound to you as I've become. I will teach you what I can, but the links that will expand the bounds of your soul, those are connections I cannot make for you. Good luck, dear Fane. Make me proud.
Oh, who's this? Spirit of the Chronicler?
A man's spirit stands before you, clad in scholarly dress. When your eyes meet, he staggers back, terrified.
Who has taken my books? My notes? They were here just a moment ago. Everything was peaceful again. Sweet Armadia, why do you test your chronicler so, haunting me with spirits? Am I cursed? Has the goddess turned her back on me?
I inform him that he is in fact dead, and I am not.
The chronicler shudders, looking sick to his stomach.
Again. This again. I sleep, then I wake, and another piece of the world is gone. When we were in Reaper's Eye, when I saw those tomes and scrolls, I was myself again. For a moment, I was alive. but the vision always fades. I'm just a remnant of the Empress's ambition. Why can't I escape? Why is there never a way out?
Tell the chronicler I want to know more about him.
Me? I archived Rivellon's history. I used ink to immortalize greatness on the page. A lizard empress sought my services. She needed an ancient design restored from a damaged text. She told me the design was brilliant. When the armor was forged, the Empress showed it to me, and she trapped me inside. Consumed me. If it wasn't for me, the armor wouldn't exist at all. This is my fault.
I promise to break him free if he knows the way.
If I knew the way, I'd shout until every god heard me. But I have no idea. I simply want this to end.
Okay.
The chronicler puts his head in his hands, collapsing in silent defeat.
Are there more spirits?
The Meister stares intently at you. Her eyes are tired and bruised, but determined.
There's a ghost nearby. Ghosts may linger anywhere. They have unfinished business. Cast spirit vision regularly to find them.
Still alive? Gods above, there might be something to you after all.
She leans in, her bloody tongue flickering hungrily about your face.
Tell me, what did you see? What you know?
I ignore the throbbing in my skull and quickly explain what happened. My god is hiding within me. New power, and I'm supposed to go find the masters of the source.
She sighs impatiently as you hold your head in your hands, rubbing what's left of your temples.
You can't channel enough source? Gods be damned, why couldn't you have a nice simple problem? Finding an orc to dance the hornpipe, perhaps?
I do the mystic response. Tell her it's not exactly easy to just open up channels to the source.
Indeed not. And ever more difficult when you've been purged. I was a master of source once, but no longer. The Magisters saw to that. The river of my source has been dammed. My link to the font from which it flows, severed. So we must seek alternatives. Alas, the only source masters not yet hauled off to Fort Joy or turned into meat puppets are those too dangerous or cunning for the Magisters to contain. Sorcerers that allowed their power to corrupt them. Many are wicked, cruel, vile, and generally not good teacher material, but we may have no others to turn to.
I nod. It sounds dangerous, but if that's what it takes.
Just so. Some of these are quite dark, twisted individuals. The kind of creatures that grew bored pulling their legs from spiders and so moved on to people. However, it is the path we walk, no matter what the cost. No matter what is asked of you.
The Meister doubles over in a violent coughing fit, struggling for breath. After a few moments, she regains her composure, wiping a thin smear of blood from the corner of her mouth.
No matter what is asked of you, you must learn from them.
I express my concern. She doesn't seem well.
And you do not seem to be paying attention. Sorcerers, evil, controlling your source, saving Rivellon, please. Please tell me at least some of this rings a bell.
Okay.
Your focus, your only focus, must be on finding these masters. On finding the secrets to divinity. Nothing else matters.
Ask where can I find these masters?
The Magisters have kept ledgers with all known sorcerers, especially the powerful ones not yet captured. They would be an invaluable resource. But do be careful not to get caught. I was their guest for a time. And I promise you the gallows was the most comfortable part of the experience. And if their barracks turns out to be as empty as their skulls, just keep your eye sockets peeled. There may still be powerful sorcerers hiding in these lands.
As she speaks, one of her wounds reopens, a dark red stain spreading across her tunic. She hisses in frustration and starts to bind the gash.
I wish there was more I could do, but in this condition, I would be more a hindrance than a boon. Godspeed, and remember, do whatever it takes.
Say that I'll be back as soon as possible.
Quercus, what are you looking at? Egad, stop gawking at the shield. You ought to be quite used to such journeys into that stone realm by now. Meanwhile, the acorn draws nearer. I read through some tomes I saw that cranky old lizard carry. Some fascinating leads, but nothing like the power we need to stop the Knights of Dre and their wicked plot.
A warrior and a scholar. I admit I'm impressed by his many skills.
Our gargantuan friend is easily impressed. Wait until it learns that I'm a knight, a scholar, and a wizard capable of saving the world. No, of course it knows that already, Quercus. Yes, I'm aware it's the entire basis of our partnership. No, I most certainly do not feel the need to return the compliment. I owe our shield my life several times over. I hardly need to grovel and thank it each time. I'm sure it knows I appreciate it. Now, if you're quite finished ogling your favorite long-legged scratching post, we need to get on and save the world already.
Well now, how's my favorite god woken?
Okay. I gotta ask Fane about the guy wearing the thick mustache at the tavern.
An old lone wolf colleague of mine in disguise. Callow. He's hunting Godwoken, but don't worry. I didn't tell him our little secret. Poor fellow'd have an attack of the bloody flux if he knew what was really going on.
I wonder what will happen if we show up to Salma with them.
Don't worry. I'm not going to hand you in for the bounty. Sure, you could do the very same to me. I think we should know who hunts us, and why. Just play it cool. We go in, we get answers, we leave. Nothing more to it than that.
From the glint in his eye and the wicked smile he wears, you can tell he speaks in jest.
All right. It has the potential to get messy. Very messy indeed. But I've got your back if you've got mine.
I say I've been on the road for a while. I'd like to hear where Fane grew up.
I'm from the deserts of Mezd originally. My parents died when I was very young, no more than a cub. They were spice merchants, killed by bandits as we were trading on the forest roads. The elves nearby saved me afterwards. They found me hiding in a wagon and they took me in.
Ifan bites his lip, hard enough to draw blood.
They were my home until I was old enough to join the Order. Mother Melody always said I'd have a hard life. She saw it as fact, since I was born under the waxing moon.
I'll say I was born under a full moon.
Ah, a lively one. Generous and high-spirited.
Sure, that one.
I've been striving my whole life to prove mine wrong. To, zero success. So far.
So, he grew up in the forest. Has he got any tricks he can teach me?
For sure. Always carry a snack.
Ifan reaches into his tunic pocket and pulls out a strip of dried raw meat. He takes a tiny bite and offers the rest to you.
I gingerly accept the jerky.
Now, what else do I have to share?
Ifan rummages around the roll-down tops of his boots and grins in victory as he plucks a single mushroom from the folds.
Aha.
He hands you the mushroom with great ceremony, bowing as he holds it aloft.
ask if I'm supposed to eat the mushroom raw too.
Oh, I wouldn't. This one's not for eating. But I'll tell you, it comes in handy if you're dining with someone who really needs to lose their life. And soon.
Fane smiles and looks around before reaching high into his sleeve and pulling out a tiny herbal wrap. The unmistakable scent of Druidine hits you as he holds it out to you.
The last weapon in the lone wolf arsenal. You know, for after the toughest jobs.
He winks and tips his fingers to his temples before loping off.
Okay. So we're not going to get a new conversation piece with these guys just yet. I'm sure it'll happen in a minute, though.
Quite right. Do seek my counsel. I highly recommend it.
What should we do next?
In the meantime, though, let us continue our search for Bramos. He knows things. Things I must know.
Who is this Bramos that is trying to seek him out now?
Bramos the Wanderer. He's a legend among lizards. The greatest dreamer of them all. The one that has mastered the dark of horror sleep and has found sanctuary amid its horrors.
What's horror sleep?
The most inhospitable plane imaginable. A realm of insanity and death beneath a starless black. Picture a maze filled with your greatest fears. Picture haunting that maze forever. That is but the first step into horror sleep.
Why would a dreamer want to venture into that place? Doesn't sound like a fucking vacation.
Because if one braves the absolute terrors of nightmare and finds sanctuary there, one is safe even from the void. That's right. Horror sleep is a realm feared by the cosmic menace that is the void. Ideal location for a summer house.
Take my leave.
What's up, Chief?
Take my leave. Alright, so. Now I know why we can't accuse what's-his-face yet. Because we needed this spirit vision to be able to talk to the ghosts. So now we're going to head back out that way.
Shush it, Hound.
Shush it.
Creeping little flies.
Oh. I can feel the dark power clouding these minds. Focus my abilities and drive it away.
The power recoils from your attack. It clearly wasn't expecting any resistance. You can feel it trying to maintain control on the dwarves' minds, but it's slipping.
Oh, this is the conversation piece that happened before.
The eyes of the dwarves, once a solid black, clear for a moment. They look about in confusion, in panic, and then race for the bushes.
They have returned. Or are these different? They all look the same to me.
Wait, where'd it go? Did I win? Aha! I win! Oh, there's two dead guys here. Oh, I think the chronicler just follows me.
Puss-crusted rat, cack-sniffing whelp. Where you hiding, daddy's boy? Where you hiding?
The spirit notices his eviscerated corpse, caked in dirt and laced with maggots, and lets out a spine-curling howl.
You say I saw how he died at the hands of his apprentice. Ask if Garvin is the culprit.
You? You tasted my flesh?
He eyes the heap piled with his rotting hands, eyes, heart. An iridescent tear rolls down his cheek.
Garvin! I want his head in my hands. I want his head in the dirt, sticky with worms, picked to the bones by buzzards. Bring it to me! Bring it to me! Head of the dog, Garvin! Garvin!
What became between them that led to his murder?
Spoiled like green milk, like a stinking egg. His hands were bigger than his head. He wanted and wanted, but didn't know enough. Never enough. He'll got the business, same as he did me. Rat, pig, dog.
I feel pity for the tormented soul and offer to help him get his revenge.
Find him. Feel his heart. Squeeze it dry. Squeeze it dead. Bring the head. Bring the head.
The spirit keeps glancing back. A difficult task since his shoulders are tense as iron.
How can I help?
Has the spirit been following him?
I don't have a choice. You're the one wearing those gauntlets, dragging me around this way and that.
Oh.
I cannot do anything to prevent it. We are bound together.
Okay, take my leave. It's because I'm wearing the Devour gauntlets. No, I'm not. I'm wearing something else, but it's because I've got the gauntlets. I really need to figure out a way to get rid of these frickin' plants. You know what? While we're here, we're going to take care of these guys. I can't believe that frickin' worked. Can I get up higher with him? I can, but I don't necessarily know if I want to. I'm gonna do it anyways. Alright. Okay, let's do this.
I don't know what that statue's doing, but it doesn't look good.
Oh good, it came down here for me. Buff up. That's cool. I want that. I just need to put one more point into polymorph. Oh, I should have done it at my last level. I wasn't thinking. What's that do? It says reactive, so I'm assuming if I do something while I'm in the circle, it'll do damage? It'll silence me? What it does is, I guess, the question. Oh, you're kidding me. Okay. I really need to pay attention. When it's telling me that the path is interrupted. How did he manage to shoot me from there? It's a bunch of bullshit. Yeah, I'm heading up here. Oh, I can hit that guy from here? Nice.
Death comes up.
Oh, that statue's a physical thing? Okay. I'm gonna break that thing. So that's... Examine. 5% dodge and maximum physical armor. Oh, okay.
no-go. Not now, at least. I'll yield to none.
This body is fresh. Were they a sorcerer?
The void is strong here. Even the stone is infected.
Not no more.
The spirit of the dwarven battle mage gazes upon the mutilated body that once housed her. As you approach, she turns confused eyes on you.
I reach out a consoling hand.
She stares uncomprehendingly at your outstretched hand, slowly raising a bewildered gaze to meet your eyes. She stares, and you feel yourself drawn into the mesmerizing source pools